By now, it's no secret that behind Dubai's facade of luxury, wealth, and glorious mega-projects, some dark secrets are hidden. Oppressed forced laborers, political censorship, and shocking schemes by ultra-wealthy sheikhs. But the story we want to tell you today will still shock you because it is about the disturbing story of Dubai's Princess Latifa. But let's start with a simple question. What does the public actually know about Princess Latifa? Latifa bint Mohammed Al Maktoum was born on December 5, 1985, as the daughter of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Like most of the Sheikh's children, she grew up in pure luxury. She received an excellent education, and numerous photos document her sporting successes in skydiving, showing Latifa in the royal stables or in the company of many, sometimes exotic animals. The pictures show a life many women would dream of, but these images do not show the whole truth, and upon closer inspection, the dream turns out to be a real nightmare. In February 2018, a video was released in which the then 32-year-old princess revealed for almost 40 minutes the cruel reality of her life and the truth about the Sheikh of Dubai.
So all of this public image that he's trying to portray human rights is bullshit. He's the most evil person I've ever met in my life. He's pure evil. There's nothing good in him. He doesn't do the dirty work himself. He'll just get other people to do it. He doesn't care. After my uncle died, he killed one of his wives. He killed her. Everyone knows about it.
In the video, she describes oppression, abuse, and her father's criminal dealings, and explains her plan to escape from Dubai and from her father. The video was meant as a safeguard in case something happened to her. The very fact that it was published was already a bad sign.
And I'm making this video because it could be the last video I make.
But before we take a closer look at the disturbing truth about Latifa's past, we should first shed some light on who Latifa's father, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, really is, and why he has the power to strike such fear into Latifa. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum is the ruler of the Emirate of Dubai, and at the same time also Prime Minister and Minister of Defense of the United Arab Emirates. With an estimated fortune of $15 billion, he is one of the richest and most influential men in the Middle East. He enjoys the image of a visionary statesman, the one who transformed Dubai from a small desert state into a glittering metropolis, and he loves to appear in public with famous personalities. Even the Queen once counted among his visitors. But Sheikh Mohammed is not only a man of extremes in his career. Privately, he tries to create an empire too, this time in the form of an extensive family tree. The 75-year-old is said to have had between 6 and 9 wives, and to have fathered around 30 children with them. Yet behind the meticulously polished facade of a supposed human rights advocate, philanthropist, and family man, there is massive turmoil. Numerous women close to the Sheikh have made accusations against him, accusing him of abuse, foremost among them, his own daughter, Princess Latifa. So what happened, and what did Latifa's life really look like before the release of the video? It is true that Latifa spent her childhood in the royal palaces, and at first led a privileged life in luxury. But the supposed glamour was deceptive, because soon it became clear that Latifa had lived the first 10 years of her life believing a lie. When she was 10 years old, she learned that the woman she had believed to be her mother all those years was in reality her aunt. Sheikh Mohammed had forced Latifa's biological mother to hand her daughter over to his sister when Latifa was only 6 months old. The fact that Latifa had been lied to for her entire life up until then destroyed her trust and caused her loyalty toward the Sheikh to crumble. Another formative experience occurred when she was 14 years old. In the year 2000, her sister Shamsa, 4 years older than her, made a desperate attempt to escape. During a visit to London, she fled from the family estate and hid briefly with British friends. Her goal: she wanted to break free from the constraints of the royal family, study at Cambridge, and live an independent life. But the escape attempt failed miserably. Shamsa was caught by her father's agents, drugged, and forcibly taken back to Dubai. Since then, she has never been seen in public again, and her fate remains uncertain to this day. If we believe Latifa's statements in her video, Shamsa was imprisoned and isolated from the family. Latifa reports that she secretly kept in touch with her sister. Witnessing how Shamsa was abused awakened in her the desire to escape as well and to help her sister.
Freedom of choice is not something that, we have. So when you have it, you take it for granted. And if you don't have it, it's very, very special.
But the reasons for fleeing go far beyond family matters and concern the fate of women in Dubai in general. Women in Dubai are subject to strict guardianship rules. Without the approval of a male guardian, fundamental decisions like traveling, working, or even marrying are often not possible. Although Dubai presents itself as outwardly liberal, the reality for many women remains shaped by social control and discrimination. Domestic violence is widespread and often goes unpunished. Even princesses like Shamsa or Latifa were subject to these structures, as their personal wishes and freedoms were suppressed by the sheikh. And so, in 2002, Latifa made her first escape attempt, which she later described as extremely naive. Unsurprisingly, Latifa's escape attempt also failed. She too was captured by her father's men. What followed then was something Latifa had not expected in such severity or form. For anyone now picturing Rapunzel in a tall tower, we unfortunately have to disappoint you. The reality was brutal, inhumane, and anything but fairy tale-like.
They told me that your father told us to beat you until we kill you. That's his orders, your father's orders.
Latifa describes physical and psychological violence and torture. She was held captive and had only a thin old mattress, no change of clothes, no hygiene products, and no medical care. The only food was meat and rice in small boxes. The torment lasted 3 years and 4 months. Then Latifa was released, traumatized, and broken. Although released is a stretch of the term, Latifa herself says she was never free. The incident was hushed up within the family. She was not allowed to drive a car, not to travel, or to leave the country at all. Studying elsewhere was forbidden, and every step of hers was monitored. Where she was, who she was with, how long she stayed somewhere. Even to her own driver, she had to give an account and explanations at all times, a life that Latifa did not consider worth living. And so, in February 2018, she made another escape attempt, this time better prepared and with international support. Together with her Finnish friend Tiina Jauhiainen and a former French intelligence officer, she set out for Oman and from there continued across the sea towards India. The plan was to then fly from there to the United States and apply for asylum. But just before reaching the Indian coast came the shock. The yacht was attacked by the sheikh's forces. Latifa and her companions were violently overpowered, sedated, and taken back to Dubai. After the abduction, Latifa once again disappeared from the public eye, but her video had an impact. To counter growing international pressure, the royal family released footage in December 2018 showing Latifa together with former Irish human rights lawyer Mary Robinson, claiming Latifa was safe. But many doubted it, And the doubts seem justified because in 2019, the Sheikh's third wife, Princess Haya of Jordan, fled to London. There she applied for asylum and declared that she feared for her life and that of her children. She reported threats, control, and violence by the Sheikh and testified in court that Latifa was imprisoned and held against her will. Sheikh Mohammed was then convicted in absentia by the London High Court in March 2020 for intimidation, abduction, and torture, but apparently without consequences. He continues to rule undeterred, and his daughters remain missing, at least for now. In 2021, another video message from Latifa surfaced, once again showing her in captivity.
I'm being punished, and I don't know what can happen to me and how long this will last, and if they decide to release me, like how my life will be. But I'm not safe at all. So I'm in a villa. I'm a hostage, and this villa has been converted into a jail. All the windows are barred shut. I can't open any window.
That was the last sign of life from Latifa, and everything points to her still living in the captivity of her own father to this day. Latifa's fight for freedom is therefore far from over. Princess Shamsa, Latifa, and Haya, all of them are united by the desire for a self-determined life, one they cannot realize under the Sheikh's patriarchal regime. The stories of these women reveal how systematically the suffering of women is hidden behind Dubai's glittering facade. Criticism of the regime is not only taboo, but also harshly punished. The Sheikh continues to rule with an iron hand, separating mothers from their children and keeping his own daughters imprisoned. Let us know in the comments if you have ever been to Dubai and what impressions you had of the situation of women there. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any exciting videos in the future. Thank you for watching.